Host.
Yo, I'm here.
Oh,
Let's go.
Andy, back to that.
Do you recognize this thing?
Yeah, this is our old router.
Yeah.
The old PFSense box.
Yeah.
Is it fast enough?
Yeah, so LAN Cache, the open source project that people use for caching games at LAN parties, so it caches like Steam, Battle.net,
Windows
Origin,
updates too, I think.
Windows updates is a huge one. At LTX, that was 25% of the traffic in the LAN.
Doesn't surprise me.
It runs on Nginx, which is an open source web server that is stupid efficient. Like half the internet probably runs on Nginx. I've tested this particular box at 50 gig off of the cache, and we still weren't hitting 100% CPU.
What do we got for drives in here? Oh my god.
Open it up. Open it up.
I don't need to. I can
No,
already
I
see
wanna
you took
see.
the Kioxias.
No, it makes it much better once you see the rest of it.
Oh my gosh, you put 4 U.2 drives in here?
Yeah. The problem is this server is PCIe Gen 3, so you're losing a lot of performance off of these drives.
Yeah, I think they'll be
That's why I
fine.
put 4. Yeah, these are the 7 terabyte Kioxia CD6s. Still really awesome drives. We just have like 24 of them and don't really have a use for them, so this is a great one. The way to hook them up, oh my god. There's 2 mini SAS HD ports here, yeah?
Yeah.
They're SATA or PCIe, yeah?
Yeah.
They're SATA by default. It's not a BIOS setting, it's a jumper.
No
And
way.
it's on like page 48 of the manual. The
No
jumper
way.
is like right under here. A physical
Sick.
jumper.
And then you just added an 8X card to handle the other two.
Yeah, this is an 8X to dual M.2 that is bifurcated in the BIOS. Luckily, this thing has bifurcation.
That's a server board. That was a likely.
Yeah, and then there's M.2 to mini SAS HD, mini SAS HD to U.2. And it just barely fits. Man, these get hot, so I had to move the fan that was here, that's usually for an extra nick, to be there for the drives. They're spaced a little bit with Velcro. It's a little warm, but it also rips. And the integrated 4 10 gig ports mean we can combine them for 40 gig out of this thing. It's pretty awesome, and it's so small.
Yeah.
We gotta decide where we're putting this thing. We know one of the routers is going in place of this one.
Yeah.
The other one is just for that shadow mode thing. It's still early access, so I don't think you're gonna want to deploy that in your house.
Put up top.
I'm thinking we just put it up there.
Yep, sold.
So during the LAN party, if there's a problem, we have that.
Cache. These magnetic cable management things are great. I use them for everything. Check this out. Not only do I hold cables in place with them, I use these ones to hold this door open. See, look.
Is Yvonne working from home? She's not gonna have internet for like a minute.
It's probably fine.
YOLO!
How many LTT merch items do you think I'm going to be cleaning up for my house after this LAN that don't have people's names on them? These guys working on the important stuff. TP Distribution Squad. Did we plan to put anyone on the stage here? No. Okay, so theoretically, we could get a couch and put it here and people could use the projector, maybe. Actually, no, not really. There's going to be people's computers here, hey? Okay, nah, forget it. I can always count on you to tell me what's up. One thing I didn't realize is that while we're doing the WAN show today, I thought we were doing it at the studio. Turns out we're doing it here, which might not be that bad because I'm already set up for streaming right here. Andy, be Luke. We can make that work, right? Perfect for LAN show. Yeah. We just need Dan. Oh, we just need Dan to help set. Hey, speak of the devil. We decided how we're doing WAN show. Come. Huh? You know, I think things are kind of coming together. The family room looks great.
Echo,
Dining room.
play my notifications.
We're seating a lot of people in here.
Notification.
And
Amazon Shopping.
Yeah.
the living room is going to be where it's had
To learn
been,
more,
man. This
go
is
to your orders
awesome.
page on
We're
Amazon.
just gonna send it, eh?
What else do we ever do?
Echo,
This is fair.
repeat that.
From Amazon Shopping. Household supplies has been delayed. To learn more, go to your orders page on Amazon.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, it came out. Cool. My favorite way to remove page nuts. These are rack studs. If you're not familiar, they are little nylon.
stop me.
Well, cage nut replacements. They make them in individual ones, which is what's in use for most of the rack, but they make these awesome ones called the Duo, and it's specifically designed for one-use steps. They're so easy. You just put it in, and it's a little easier when you don't have a bunch of stuff you can throw, but boom. And then once you put the piece of equipment in, you just spin these little nylon nuts on, Bob's your uncle. They're super strong. Anything that you could use cage nuts for, you can totally use these for.
I have been asked if the network is down.
Correct.
I will pass that along.
His booting back up.
Is someone coordinating the food order?
I'm coordinating the food order. I just
Okay.
opened it, pipes down, I switched to iOS. I don't know how hotspot works on an iPhone.
Everyone just left for lunch, and while I tried to sit here and eat the rest of my mountain of Greek salad and load games onto my computer, I realized I'm going to be way more useful. Thinking of having the Sonos speaker set up as a PA system. I've wanted to do this basically since I installed it, and I just keep not getting around to it. And I got an excuse. Right? Well, on the Play Store, I found an app called Sonos Talk Intercom for Sonos with 4.2 stars and 10,000 plus downloads. Let's give it a shot. Welcome to Linus Land 2023, or should I say Linus Land only ever, because we are never doing this again. Welcome to Linus Land 2023, or should I say Linus Land only ever, because we are never doing this again. I think just the one in this room will probably be fine.
Fast forward about an hour and some lunch, and our network setup is almost done, at least on this site. You can see there's nothing plugged in here yet. All the upstream is not done yet, but we do at least have the core switch in here, and the rest of the switch is properly uplinked to it. So the internet comes in from our Dream Machine into our core switch, and then we have two 10 gig links there, and there to each of the other switches. So those are all going to have 20 gig LACP links, and then our Steam cache, 140 gig. See all four of them right there.
We've clearly gone past necessary signage all the way to whatever this is. But we are making real progress as well.
Wonderful 40 gig. See all four of them right there.
We've clearly gone past necessary signage all the way to whatever this is. But we are making real progress as well. The basement room is totally set up for networking and power. The garage has gone from unpleasant and bare to still pretty unpleasant, but not bare. Just hope you don't end up with the seat, because you're going to be right next to the cat pee contaminated beanbag filling up. I gotta throw that away. And Dan has done whatever this is.
Okay. You got net data.
Contaminated beanbag filling up. I gotta throw that away. And Dan has done whatever this is.
Okay. You got net data running here, so we can see if the cache is running. I am on Wi-Fi, so like this is probably not going to be the most amazing speeds. I'm getting 250 down megabit, and I can see it on the cache, which means the cache is indeed working. The Dream Machine did actually plug in and adopt everything again like it was nothing, which is great. On the very off chance that there was some issue with the fiber, I wanted to have some internet, so I brought our little like backup LTE puck, and we'll plug that into the Dream Machine, which does have failover support, so in theory it would automatically fail. This will not get used, but I'm going to plug it in anyway. Now let's talk Shadow Mode, which is the new warm, spare, high availability thing that they've got going. It's really simple to cable.
I'm the
You
jump
basically
master.
just
Not my
take a
first
port
rodeo.
off of your LAN side on your Dream Machine that you have as your primary, and you plug that in to the WAN port on the backup Dream Machine. That's all you have to do to cable it. Then you go into the unified dashboard and configure Shadow Mode, selecting the backup Dream Machine as the backup. And if you do have a failure, it's not quite there yet where it will automatically fail. What you'll have to do is re-cable it ever so slightly. So you would take your LAN side and plug it into the backup one, and you would take your WAN, your proper WAN, and plug it into the backup one. Because what it's doing is keeping the config on the backup Dream Machine the exact same as the active one. So if there was a big failure, all you have to do is a couple simple steps to move the cable. If you had a proper separate management network, you could actually do this all with VLANs and not actually have to move any switches or have a tech on hand all the time. But in the long term, the goal is for them to have a kind of like OP Shadow Mode that would be proper full high availability, where everything would be wired up.
Did someone land with us?
Be like, oh, time to pull in the backup one. It's coming eventually. But in the meantime, this is what we got, and it's a hell of a lot better than nothing. We got our core in, our land cache.
Yeah, they did.
Our
Thanks.
mini swarm is presumably working. Everything's wired up. I guess all we have to do now is wire up all of that. I think in the background people have been running Ethernet cables from the switches. I peeked my head in after lunch, but we do need to run the uplink. Fortunately, when we did the renos, we ran 6A and 10 gig to everywhere in Linus's house. So anyone that's upstairs is just going to run off the existing wires that are patched in here already. We just have to kind of configure the ports. But for the downstairs, since it's a lot closer, and kind of because we can, I have this super cool armored single mode fiber from Infinite Cables that we're just going to like run through the halls and connect the downstairs main switches at 25 gig. And actually we have enough ports that we could just run it at 50 gig, which is silly, but we're going to do it anyway, with the help of these guys from Flex Optics. What's even cooler about Flex Optics transceivers is that they're universal. Unless you specify when you're buying it, it won't have any programming when you get it. Instead, you need their Flexbox, which is a transceiver programmer. You plug it in, and then you can configure it to be recognized as a transceiver from any number of companies. They even have it down to like specific model numbers from certain companies. And while Ubiquiti products don't care what vendor or model of transceiver you're using, as long as it's generally compatible, some companies do. Like if you have a Cisco switch, you can like set it to any number of different Cisco ones. I mean, we'll still use the Ubiquiti one that's on here, because why not? But in theory, I could program it to the Cisco one and it would just work. Maybe I'll just do that. Once it's programmed, you just take your transceiver, plug your single fiber into it, because it's SkyDie, plug it into the switch. The other side's not connected, so it's not going to work, but it will soon.
There's no Ethernet in the living room.
Oh, we can solve that.
Yeah, we just got to run us one of the spools up into the office.
Yeah, well, I don't know where the spools are, so that's not very helpful.
Oh, they're in the garage. They were.
We got all the fiber spools already.
Is that one of the holes? I think that one, and then that one. Oh.
Literally right here. Yeah.
They didn't hire me because I'm smart. They hired me because I kind of don't.
Hope you're not afraid to get your hands dirty.
For funsies, I decided to have a look at how our energy consumption has increased since we started setting up.
Oh, I forgot we installed that during the solar,
We
right?
are already
for
up
your
by
sake.
about 30%. And we haven't even powered on any people's computers yet. Now here's the thing. We talked about all the different circuits and running extension cords everywhere. We are pretty sure we're not going to blow any of these breakers. But what we don't know is if we're going to blow the main service to the house. I've only got 200 amps, which... Wait, is it 200 or 100? I can't remember. 200. That should be fine. So you're telling me, don't dry my clothes, don't charge my car.
Oh, certainly don't charge the company.
So of course the biggest star of the LAN party is definitely going to be the most analog game there. Super Tech Hockey, let's go! Come at me, bro. Got all the controllers charged up so we can do up to 8 players on PC, or we got 5 Switch Pro controllers. And it's amazing how quickly one of Dan's setups can go from spaghetti cables everywhere to spaghetti cables just in most places. I think we're pretty much ready, right? Yeah, if I sat here, is that... Oh.
Ring's not too far. 45 left.
No, that's definitely not right. Well, we'll figure it out. Who brings 2 monitors to a LAN? Chase, did you not tell people they can only have 1 monitor? I couldn't help noticing that this is a really weird setup and has a bunch of stuff we didn't talk about. Why are there Thunderbolt NICs in here?
For the mini spawn.
And what does that do?
If you want to have a game server or it runs the SMP, shares, people can share files. It was one of those things where like I could run it on your NAS, but then I'd have to ask you to get access to it, and it's easier to just bring the mini spawn.
But it couldn't run on a Steam cache.
It could. It's just running Docker,
10 seconds.
but
The ring's
I
close.
like to just have the cache be its own thing.
Really, he just really likes that little mini Sporum box and wanted an excuse to use it.
The CPU in this thing is almost as powerful as 2 2690 boards.
Right. Why do we need a PyKVM?
For the mini spawn.
Oh, just so that you can remotely access it if you need to change it.
Which actually came in handy because I screwed something up with the fire.
What game servers are we planning to run? Counter-Strike?
There's a couple like weird LAN Windows games that Chase brought up, and they only run on Windows.
Okay,
So
cool.
there's a Windows VM.
Oh, are we going to have a dedicated Halo CE server?
We can.
We should.
Is it better that way?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah, so there's no host advantage.
we'll go do that after.
Okay.
Look, the fiber is all done. So we've got 15 gigs to the switch out here, which is silly. We don't have Ethernet in the family room like we thought, so we've got 25 gig up there and 25 gig to the lower garage.
Yes.
And then the rest of it is all uplinked through the existing switches. Each of these have 20 gig, but every individual seat.
I think we might actually be okay for power. We're only at about 9 kilowatt hours in the last hour. Oh, this only updates every hour though. We're gonna have to see how this goes. Can you not? I told you can only have one monitor. We have like a 300 watt power budget per person. Things are going great out here. I see you guys are the cold gang. Any particular reason you chose the garage? Yeah, why are you also running Promark? Nobody wants to go in here. Oh, it's the family room. I thought it was reserved for family. Which would also explain why the living room is full of all the people who are the life of the party. You guys have so much energy. They try. Nobody in the theater yet because the camera operator right there and Chase, who's helping organize things, have already staked their claims here. But this looks freaking awesome. You brought an iMac to a LAN party?
Just like this.
That's not the problem. It's freaking awesome. You brought an iMac to a LAN party?
Spring, just like this.
That's not the problem.
I found
I have an extended sniper mag
here,
here.
like
Level
League
4.
of Legends, for example.
Yeah, it's all the games that are supported on Mac, like League of Legends
That's
and League of Legends.
I don't need more.
I just finished WAN show and came downstairs. It is an absolute madhouse in here, and it's like this in basically every area that we set up. We had a few people RSVP and not show up, but then we also had some randoms show up, and we really did end up with, I think, about 80 people. Obviously, the cooling is okay. Other than that, I think right now the AC is running, and also the heating is running.
No. I flipped the breakers off in the AC because we were worried that we were going to run out of power.
I see. So, speaking of which, what we haven't addressed yet is the power. How's the power doing?
We're drawing 17 kilowatts. The highest I've seen it go is like 19, which sounds scary, but we're actually okay because it's a 200 amp, 240 volt service, technically, two phases, right? So, we can really load that to 80%, 160. That's still like 35 clicks.
So we could fill like the upstairs next time.
In theory,
Do 120 people.
that everything is on the right phases, evenly split up, which is probably not. I was worried about the AP reset. I was fine. So cold.
You know what? With the windows open anyway, it's fine. It's fine. They actually had the bay open in the garage, and everyone was happy with it, other than Stephen Chu, who was sitting right next to the open bay, so I closed it. Rick, 700 megabytes per second.
Even at LCX, with like 500 seats, the peak we saw was like 50.
Well, the thing is, the faster your connection is, the less likely it is to become congested. Because you download a game so fast that you're on and off it.
And people are pretty good about downloading games. And you usually run out of CPU on an individual client, so most people can push like 2 gig or something. My 13900K was like 70% usage, going 250 megabytes a second.
Yeah.
Fast as I can.
Sick.
I figure now that there's like 100 people in the building is a good time to test the Wi-Fi. So the AP's over there.
Here. Level 2.
We've got lots of people in here. 200, 300, 600, 700, 800, 900. The upload is not going to be as good. I don't know what it is about these new iPhones, but I feel like the antenna is not that great. Because even when I'm at my house and I'm like right next to my AP, I get like maybe 500 up on 60. On a laptop, you get above gig. But look at that. Almost 1,000 down.
Of course, as cool as all of this is, it is just the pre-show for what Whale Lands are going to be like at the Badminton Center. I just want to shout out Ubiquiti for sponsoring this video, providing all the networking here that they did. Also, Infinite Cables. Yes, we will talk about Infinite Cables, Jake. And also Flex Optics for providing some of these transceivers. We are going to be taking all this stuff, ripping it out of my house, obviously, packing it over to the LAN center, and getting some sick events going over there. I hope to see you guys there. If you guys enjoyed this video, maybe go check out the one where we roasted people's rigs at
That's
Legoland
it.
2023.
That's it, Linus.
Let's go over there.
Come on now, Linus. We gotta do better than that. That's nothing. I didn't want him to see the land.
45 seconds. Rings fire.
New kill leader appointed. New kill leader. Watch for them.
All of you know I am a massive fan of cryptids and conspiracies. Just this enthusiast for the absurd. But many of you probably don't know that I actually have an entire show dedicated to exploring and educating on cryptids, conspiracies, cults, and cold cases. It's a show that I do with Windigoon and Jackson of the official podcast. It's called The Red Thread. Episode 1 dropped a couple weeks ago, and this shit popped off on Spotify. It was number 3 for true crime. I think it went all the way to number 1 briefly, but I haven't checked. Which gives me a hearty belly laugh that Goatman was beating out true crime podcasts. I mean, Goatman strikes again. You can never underestimate his power. Let that be a lesson to all of you in the community. And overall podcasts, it broke like the top 20, and it's just all about Goatman. It's just the three of us goobers going over the entire Goatman mythos and like the legend of the Goatman as well as the cult that formed around him. And this show is like some of the most fun I have. Episode 2 actually comes out today. It'll be up by the time I post this video, so I'll link you to it. And it's exploring one of the most perplexing cold cases I've ever learned about. The death of Charles Morgan. I'll give you just the basics to get you hooked here, like a drug dealer giving you a sample so that way you come back for more. Charles Morgan was an individual who in the 1970s was found dead, gunshot wound to the back of the head. And the authorities very quickly ruled that he must have done this to himself, which is a very interesting conclusion to draw given all of the evidence at the scene, such as a $2 bill that was in his underwear that had a lot of writing on it, such as some names, as well as a couple of other things. It gets pretty deep. It's not some cut and dry case here. It led to a lot of clues, which led to a lot of speculation, and the most important component of this puzzle is Charles Morgan's job. He actually held a very powerful position. And I don't want to spoil a whole lot more about this, but it gets extremely deep and complex. And there's just a lot of moving pieces to this story that make it a really interesting cold case that we thoroughly examined. So, episode 2 is up right now. I think it's fucking fire. I'm gonna just go ahead and show you a montage of highlights from the Goatman episode as well as the newest one, the Charles Morgan episode, to get you hooked on the show.
Picture this. You're walking down a dark road at midnight, surrounded by the silhouettes of leafy trees rustling in the waning wind. Then from behind, seemingly impossibly, you hear the unmistakable bleating of a goat. At any other time, any other location, this would be endearing. Right now, it's terrifying. You push forward across the bridge, knowing that turning around isn't an option anymore.
Why is it not an option? It's just it's the sound of a goat. The most terrifying screech. Like, that wouldn't be super uncommon.
It wouldn't be scary. You'd be scared. You'd be scared. You'd be so scared. If you heard a goat sound, I'd be like, oh, that sounds about right. Even turning around and seeing a goat would be terrifying at that point. Eventually, as luck would have it, you make it to the other side. The noise has disappeared, replaced by the sound of silence. Little did you
Brother, you're getting way ahead of me.
Just successfully crossed the infamous Pope Lick Trestle, nestled in Louisville, Kentucky. A bridge infamous for the Pope Lick monster, one of the many forms of the Goatman legend. You're lucky to have escaped with your life, for not everyone has been so fortunate. Welcome to The Red Thread, a brand new show where we talk about deeply interesting, things like cryptids and conspiracies, and we deconstruct them and discuss them for you in detail to figure out why. Why does this thing exist, and why has its impact
purple
been so
shield on my
large
drop,
to
but-
so many?
Hey, resident Goatman enthusiast Charles.
Purple shield in my drop?
Keep my finger on the pulse of anything.
I'll heal you when you come out.
So it's not like the right fit.
Finger on the pulse of Pope licking. Resident expert.
It's kind of like a folk legend that has spread and created additional variations based on, you know,
There's a drop over
where
there that
people
they
have
just.
migrated to, I guess, or where they've moved to. And this is pre-internet, by the way. This is like during the 70s, 80s. So it's existed for a long time, this kind of legend.
It's important that you also recognize that it could just be one goat man and he happens to be
Oh, true. Yeah, he could be migrating, yeah. I guess we've never seen two goat men, like, at the same time.
We've
So-
never seen one goat man at one time.
Watch your mouth. Don't say that about her. She's beautiful to me.
Where are they?
My first interaction to Goatman, similar to Jackson, is when I was in high school, I came across a story. I think it was the Mr. Creepypasta narration of it.
You wanna go finish him?
actually, If I remember right. And I remember listening to it and being just
He's up top.
out of my mind.
Yep, there's two up top.
Days on end. And then I made all my friends listen to it, and then they quit talking to me after that. Not because they thought it was scary, they just thought it was weird. Which, I mean, fair play on that.
So to paint a picture, he's usually portrayed as obviously half man, half goat. It's usually the bottom half is human and the head part is goat. What's the Greek, like the Greek god Pan?
One over there, the other two over there.
Satyrs, right? They're it kind of
yeah. Like Tumnus.
yeah. Yeah. I knew you were gonna go the Narnia route. I'm trying to like tie this into actual like Greek, historical ties and stuff. And you go straight for Narnia.
Hit him for 14.
Let's flip it. What if
He's
we
gold
look at
shield.
the body?
You're getting hit from the left.
That's scary.
Wait, yeah, that's Tumnus. So it is the opposite of Tumnus, really.
Oh wait, you're right. Tumnus is man top.
Yeah. So yeah, Tumnus is anti-goat man, if anything.
Reverse goat man.
he's the good goat man.
Folklore expert named Thomas Markham. He believes that the goat man is responsible for at least 5 deaths.
Recently.
Yeah. He says
Broke one
since-
shield.
Yep. He says since 2019, there's been a lot of murders and grisly sightings reported near where Goatman is reported to hang out, and he attributes all of that to Goatman killnapping and killing them.
Oh, wow. But what if this researcher's just killing people and he's blaming it on the good name of God?
He killed this woman and buried her body over here. I saw the whole thing.
I've been trying to go man for days, found all of these bodies, arrested immediately.
Apparently I'm gonna have to sue for slander, that's how we find it.
He's like, guys, look, I throw rocks. I wouldn't do something this disgusting. God, good lord.
I don't like vehicles, okay? This is preposterous that I would never.
To the court,
He's got on an old like bowler hat from the 30s, but it's got holes cut for his horns to come out the top of.
Yeah, it sounds like something out of Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, if you guys remember the Slender Man stabbings where 2 girls believed they were doing something on behalf of Slender Man, ended up stabbing a classmate like 17 times or something. She miraculously survived, but the killing is something that's attributed to the legend of Slender Man now. And I feel like Goatman's not far off, considering there is a cult formed around him, and in fact, one of the cult leaders, I suppose, his name is Ollie Asser. He dresses up in Goatman garb and stands at the Alton Bridge. And according to him, he said, "The last time I was here at night, I had one guy pull a knife on me. So either the cult will end up killing someone or they'll get killed under the belief of Goatman."
Goatman got robbed. He got robbed by a knife.
Yeah, he just got his wallet stolen.
What kind of lunatic goes to rob Goatman by his bridge? I want to know more about that guy.
That's the toughest crackhead you'll ever make.
That guy was trained. He knew Goatman's weakness, which is a knife. That'd be fucking wild. The red thread is directly tied to the goat cult.
In their first episode, bro, we would kill to get that
That
happen.
could genuinely be our first sponsorship.
Need to recharge my shields.
We get the cult leader of the Goatman cult to pay us to shut it out. There's not a lot of blood sacrifices and stuff like that in Satanism. Like, frankly, modern Satanism for the most part is like posers nowadays. You know? It's not as legit, it's not as cool as it used to be. Yeah. But it used to be
like begging for proper Satanism.
I just want some good old-fashioned Satanism, okay? I need a challenge. I haven't had a challenge in a while.
So if Jesus, we're getting really deep in the weeds here, but so if Jesus was the final lamb, who was the final goat then?
It would be Satan. It would be the Antichrist, so to speak. Whereas, so that's what the Antichrist is. I mean, they got that one's just lazy, right? Like the inversion of Christ, Antichrist.
It's all pretty lazy.
It's all so we've got Jesus, who is the descendant of God, come to Earth. The descendant of Satan come to Earth would be the Antichrist. So the one to finally embody the goat imagery, be the final goat, so to speak, would be the Antichrist by that symbolism.
Gotcha. See,
Can you imagine if that is actually Goatman though? Like when the time comes, the Antichrist appears, it's Goatman from Alton Bridge marching out.
What's really funny too is in like the Book of Revelations when the Antichrist is described, he's supposed to be a leader of the free world. He's like a politician who everyone gets behind. So could you imagine like the Goatman in a suit at like the UN speaking of uniting the world?
No, what?
Satanism is like the Satanic Bible's just like, if God real, why bad thing happened? And that's like the
Well, I mean, it is a good point.
Yeah. You're right. We never thought of that. Oh no. The church is falling apart.
They can invert that as well. Like Christians could invert that and also say if good things happen, why Satan, or the other one.
Now you're making some big moves.
If good thing happened, why Satan?
Well, that was an inversion of the inversion, actually. It's Satan, why
Charlie. Go Hachubi!
I shared with our community reveal that we've made the difficult decision to shut down the Twitch business February 27, 2020 AST. We understand that this is extremely disappointing news, and we want to explain why we made this decision and how we are planning to impact it.
Hachubi! Don't fuck with Hachubi. B.
Pay attention, you mad learner thing I do.
get each other home. This is your champion.
I'm the jump master. Follow me.
No.
I'm the jump master. Ready up. This is a good LZ.
Oh, Paul Bunyan. See what this stuff's like. Oh, Christmas.
Hold on tight. It's time to drop, shock, and rock. First blood. Tastes like victory.
We're all inside the ring.
Attention. Kill leader has been eliminated. New kill leader. Call him if you spot him.
I need better weapons.
Warning. Ring movement in progress. Hemlock here. 3-round burst. Best they are at range. Attention. Delivering care package. Care package incoming. Let's get to the LZ. New kill leader appointed. New kill leader. If they're getting cocky, they're getting sloppy.
We got some extra supplies.
Found extra supplies here. Arm up. Got an extended optics here. Mid-range.
Dibs.
Extended light magazine here. Level 2. Optics. Barrel stabilizer here. Level 3.
Half the squad's left. Come and get your birthday present.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 2. Ammo up. Car SMG here. New kill leader appointed. New kill leader. Call him if you spot him. Someone's cruising for a bruising in this corner, folks. Who will challenge them? Replicator touching down.
Pay attention. Let's defend here. Rampage here.
I think we hang here till the next map. It's the ring. Alright. Unless you're trying to go for kills or something. I'm trying to smoke a bowl.
Wish I could as well.
Just picked up a fresh ounce from the dispensary. It's the first hits off that thing. Tastes pretty good.
Calling in a lifeline package. Standard stock here. Leather 2. Say one. We're all inside this ring.
Attention. Delivering care package.
Someone's been there. You hear that? There's a care package coming down.
There's 6 squads left. There's one off to the right that we heard fighting. One of them teams died. Us. There's a drop out there now.
Let's explore that way.
Round 3.
want to see what scraps they left over here.
I just got needed. Backpack here, level 2. I don't know where to
Rings
Yep, they're on me.
Minute till close.
That one was hurt. Second one on your right.
Scrappy DP says GG.
What's up with this? Is my stream down? Is my stream down? Fuck. Bro. Well, it's still working. YouTube. Let's go to Twitch. Still working. Why ain't it working up here? I don't know. But I'll go check that print real quick while we do this. Damn, it takes that long for me to get into a ranked game.
So I really suffering now. And what if I actually couldn't make a Twitch things? Then probably I need to move to YouTube. And I'm not sure how many viewers are following me. They are like literally Twitch chat. Many people told me I'm following you, but then to be honest, so anyway, it's fine. So I'm like about to homeless streamer.
Homeless
Just
streamer.
figure out, me and my friends figure out how can we still being on Twitch and how can we keep our job on Twitch. And I was thinking, what if I change the platform like YouTube? But then I just realized it's not also 100% safe solution. It's because also the YouTube has same problem as Twitch. They also need to pay lots of money for using the internet line. So that's not like even
Let's
like
land this
100%
bird
safe
right there.
solution. I moved to
I'm just
platform.
taking the piss,
If
eh?
my viewers, my audience from only Korea, that was not like big problem because I could go like Korean platform. But the problem is my audience is from all around world. Korean platform company. They
Hell
need
yeah.
to this situation because anyway, and there's no choice, and every company is just like paying for like kind of this like expensive money. But then
Hold on a
other
tick.
country platform like
Enough
Netflix,
lying around, we
YouTube,
dropped it.
it's fair, like you know, in time
Let's
with
flow.
other countries, the internet line price, and even Korean Twitch viewers, they don't have like subscribe culture. They don't use beats. They don't much like subscribe. So like Twitch has to pay lots of money for Korean internet line, but they couldn't make a lot of money. That's how they decided, you know, shut down Korean Twitch.
Chubby, so what is happening? Give me the details of what's going on.
Twitch kicked out all Korean streamer, not yet, but in next February.
Yeah.
It's because they have to pay a lot to ISP internet company.
So what can literally tell me what you need and I'll try to help and we'll try to. I mean, if you want a flight here, I mean I can buy you a flight here. You want to come and stay here for a few months or whatever you need. If you wanted to have a visa, I could try to work on that as fast as possible. I told you that. I'm here. I mean, this whole house is here. Basically, everyone else is here.
You know, I just want to say at least bye-bye to friends, or you know.
Oh, you're not
Even
gonna
if-
survive.
Okay, but just
Come
wanna,
on.
just
Well,
wanna.
actually, we will make. I'm telling you, I will help you as much as I can. We will make something. Work. You're not saying goodbye. This isn't bye forever.
Okay, I'm
I will.
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. When do you want to come?
In 3 days.
You want me to buy you a flight?
Oh, fine, okay.
I can buy it for you.
No.
If you legit want to come here in 3 days, I mean it's gonna be expensive. I got you. It's for a phone. Inflation's crazy. All right, you can come out here in the next 5 days. More than enough. Hey, you don't have to fly Spirit now.
You hear that? There's a care package coming down.
Just go to sleep. Let me know when you want to come here, and you know, it is a lot. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of emotions. It's so fast. You basically got told overnight that you lost your job, but yeah, I mean, it's not even basically. It's exactly. But you have people in your circle that can help you, and I think we'll be able to find a solution. Like, we will make it work.
Okay, stop making me cry. Okay, bye. Thank you.
Okay,
See you
let me know when you're
later.
coming over. Bye.
So, to sum up, I decided to continue streaming YouTube in the future as well. My stream time is regularly posted on my Discord. Also, I'm currently looking for a way to keep streaming on Twitch. I have until February 27, so I'll try to find as many solutions as possible. Nothing is decided yet. I will arrive in Austin on December 12th. To be honest, I'm very anxious and distressed. My mood swings are very bad, and I laugh and cry several times a day. But I'm not lonely at least because so many people around me are trying to help. And I can understand if I end up on another platform and you don't follow me. Honestly, I'm really grateful to you for continuing to watch me so far. Don't worry. Everything will be fine. You get everything.
Deploying me knuckle cluster.
Fremont Street, Tombstone, Arizona territories, October 26, 1881. Now, gun shops are not uncommon in a county where disagreements happen on a daily basis. 30 of them, though. Now that's unusual. In a vacant lot off Fremont Street, next to Fly's photographic studio, two groups that have been staring each other down for weeks are about to collide. One faction, the Memphis Cowboys, have been feuding with the gambler side dentist, Doc Tulsa, and the tension's gotten so bad that Doc's friend, Deputy Marshal Virgil Earp, has ordered them to leave town before violence erupts. They're in an alley near the Oakland Corral, readying their horses, and maybe if they'd been left alone, they would have followed his instructions. But Virgil and his brothers, plus Holiday himself, are on their way to make sure the Cowboys really leave. They're armed with guns, and soon, Fremont Street will ring with those aforementioned three shots, raining through the town in 30 seconds. Today's epic showdown is made possible by our career organ operation.
Pull him back, pull him back.
Where lifetime memberships are
Keep walking.
the time this holiday season. But more on that after the show. Okay, let's focus on the showdown, shall we? On one side, the Cowboys. Ike Clanton, whose Bill Doc Holiday have started this mess, plus his little brother Bill. Next to them, Tom and Frank McClary have already saddled their horses and are ready to leave. And finally, their friend Billy Claiborne makes fire. And on the other side are the law. Deputy Marshal Marshall, his brothers Wyatt and Morgan, and their friend Doc Hunt. 5 Cowboys, 4 law. Fairly even odds. Not that odds matter to Virgil. He's focused, determined to see the Cowboys out of town with as little fuss as possible. The McClary's horses partially obscure the Cowboys from Virgil's sight, so he can't really see what he's doing, but he steps forward regardless to take control of the situation. Throw your hands up, boys, he says. I want your guns. Mind you, Virgil isn't holding the gun. He borrowed Doc's silver-topped walking cane. The two sides are about 8 feet apart when Doc raises his shotgun. He doesn't fire it, however. He's just covering Virgil, keeping his promise to only fire if absolutely
Multiple
necessary.
here.
But at the sight of the weapon, Frank McClary and Billy Clanton draw and aim their revolvers. Oh, Virgil says, stepping forward and raising the walking cane. I don't want that. The first 2 shots being fired before he even finishes his sentence. Perhaps the raised cane was more threatening than he thought. And to this day, it's unclear exactly who shot first. Billy Clanton then shoots at Wyatt, and in response, Wyatt fires at the bigger threat, Frank McClary, who has a reputation as a gunfighter. At these shots, Billy Claiborne puts it out the back, exiting our story as quickly as he arrived. Then Ike Clanton, who again instigated all of this, rushes up to Wyatt, battling that he's over. Wyatt shoves him away. Get to fighting or get out of here! Ike runs for his life. Meanwhile, Morgan runs and fires off 2 shots at his own. Bernie is scared and following with Doc's cane. Michael drops it and cross-drops his own sword. Amid the chaos, Doc hasn't fired. He's still following Virgil's orders. The gunshots echoing in the confined space.
I have no idea where I've even been hit from. Where the fuck is this? Oh, up here.
Doc throws his hand to his right hip, ready to draw his weapon, but Doc responds immediately. He steps around the horse, acting as Tom's shield, and unloads both barrels of the shotgun directly into Tom's chest. McClary staggers back, but doesn't fall. Doc throws the spent shotgun down, drawing his revolver and rejoining the fight. Everybody's shooting now. Billy Clanton's hit in the side and falls to the ground.
Work.
Morgan is
Good work.
in his right shoulder, the bullet tearing through his body and out the other side, missing vital organs by inches. Today isn't Morgan's day to die. Wyatt lays in front, hitting him in the abdomen, while Frank stumbles away, trying to get to his horse. A lucky shot from Billy Clanton strikes Virgil in the cap. But with the tenacity and sheer bloody-mindedness of his family, Virgil keeps fighting. Morgan does too, dragging himself up to a sitting position so he can keep shooting. Only Wyatt has stood still this entire gunfight. Doc's world narrows. It's him and Frank McClary now. He sights in. But suddenly, a wild shot grazes Doc's hip, infuriating him. He squeezes the trigger. But nothing happens. A misfire out of ammunition? Ugh, it hardly matters. In this moment, Doc realizes that this is how he dies. He embraces the notion, flings his arms out, presenting himself as a target to Frank. I have you now, Lunger, Frank growls, raising his gun. Blaze away, Frank, Doc says. You're a daisy if you have. But just as Frank is about to put a hole in Doc, Wyatt and Morgan zero in on him, firing almost simultaneously. And a fingernail-sized ball of lead slams into Frank's skull, killing him in an instant. Silence descends. The men look through the drifting gun smoke at what the past half-minute has wrought. Frank McClary's dead. The wounded Tom follows him into eternity shortly afterwards. 19-year-old Billy Clanton takes longer to expire, in terrible, agonizing pain, despite 2 shots of morphine. Among the lawmen, 2 of the Earp brothers and Doc Holliday are injured, with only Wyatt escaping entirely unscathed. The fight was over, but in many ways, the feud was just beginning. After the events of that fateful October day in Tombstone, things unraveled quickly. The Earps and Doc were arrested and tried for the murder of the McClary brothers and Billy Clanton. And though they were acquitted within a month, the bile did not settle. 2 months after the gunfight, a group of men ambushed Virgil in the street, shooting him in the back with 3 loads of buckshot. He survived, but lost the use of his left arm. Several men from the Cowboy faction, including Ike Clanton, were arrested for the crime, but then let go for lack of evidence. In May, several months after the Fremont Street fight, another group of assassins murdered Morgan, shooting him in the back as he played billiards. Wyatt then loaded the wounded Virgil onto a train with Morgan's body and went out for vengeance. Forming a federal posse that included Holliday, Wyatt led a vendetta that sought out any allies of the Cowboy secret fund. They killed 4 men and fled to Arizona after being charged with murder and pursued by marshals. But that's a story for another time. Eventually, life returned to whatever passed for normal in Tombstone. The Earps never did end up mining for silver like they intended to. Doc never made his fortune playing cards, though eventually he did head out to Colorado, where he passed away 6 years later at the age of 36, dying just as he lived, in debt and defiance. And in Tombstone, the altercation was largely forgotten. After all, it was not the only feud or shootout in the West at that time, and was only notable in how many died. Only years later, when he was being interviewed for his biography as a frontier lawman, that Wyatt Earp discussed the Fremont Street fight. And by that time, his recollection details have been called into question, including the time frame and
This one's very bad.
modern reenactment.
Fuck me!
Average around 19 bullets in a 30-second period, rather than his claim of 30. Maybe Wyatt was exaggerating, maybe he truly didn't recall. Still, that account caught the spirit of a generation who viewed those heady days of the Wild West as something mythological, and who were very eager for tales of the past. It slowly took off like wildfire, and despite Wyatt always referring to it as the Fremont Street fight, and it having taken place in an empty lot, early newspaper accounts saddled it with the name of the nearby OK Corral, and popular culture followed suit. Wyatt himself ended up living through the turn of the century, and got to witness things like the birth of Hollywood. And in his later years, he actually became an advisor on several silent western films. And John Wayne once claimed that he modeled his own cowboy persona after Earp after having met him once on a film set. By the time Wyatt died in 1929, at the age of 80, the story of the gunfight at the OK Corral had taken on a life of its own. The first movie depiction came in 1932, followed by 8 more. Television got in on the action as well, and so by the end of the century, the gunfight had been immortalized in countless films and adaptations, each more dramatic than the last, and each equally loose with the facts. Many of the depictions outright cast the Earps as heroic lawmen, despite history telling us their motives were legendary. But perhaps the after effects of the gunfight linger most in Tombstone itself, whose tourism industry is built around the violent conflict, which is reenacted multiple times a day. An event vaguely recalled by one of its own survivors, which grew into an American legend famous around the world. One where, over 150 years later, you can still see 2 groups of men approaching each other in front of Fremont Street,
Thank
across
you.
from the OK Corral. And if you've enjoyed saddling up to this slice of history, I would be remiss if I didn't mention all of the other amazing history creators we've got over on Nebula these days. Look at this list. It's like the all-stars of talking about our shared existence. Nebula is a streaming platform that's run by all of us creators, and we put all of our videos up there early and ad-free. Actually, you can already see our holiday special on the Real War on Christmas a full week early over there right now. Plus, there's just so many great original videos on Nebula.
That's what I was doing up here, but I got picked off.
For its money, like Wendover's Logistics of Arms
arms manufacturing, which is something I found fascinating because it's an aspect of warfare that I had never really learned about before. And the only place you get to see it is on Nebula. Now, by churning through all the analytics, we know that in the past, a lot of you have signed up for Nebula through a bundle deal, but that deal has wrapped. You might have even seen an email about it. So, to maintain your access to Nebula with a discount, you should sign up directly with the link in the description, nebula.tv/extra. It's $2.50 a month or $5 monthly. And a good chunk of that subscription goes right back to us to help fund more videos like what we just watched. But please remember, don't just go to nebula.tv or else you won't get the discount and you won't be directly supporting us. Please, 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 thank you, thank you, thank you. But hold that holiday thought, because I've just been informed that until the end of 2023, lifetime memberships to Nebula for $300 are back and giftable, which might just be perfect for that impossible person to please, because it's a gift that will quite literally keep on giving. So to sign up for Nebula and support our channel, head right here, or scan the YouTube machine and check out a number of our videos here. Probably has ads though. The biggest being thanks to Amencion Turk, Angelo Valenciana, Arclight Games, Dominic Valenciana, Izzy Coin, Joseph Blaine, Kuya Coin, and Michael Hoggett for being our legendary patrons.
I'm down. Go here, fellas.
Twitch is literally, and I'm not joking, literally a cam girl website at this point. We're gonna get into it later in the video because I don't want to show it just so early, but you stick around. Twitch is, objectively speaking, a sinking ship. And the only reason that they really haven't sunk completely to the likes of Kick, YouTube, or Rumble is, honestly, because Kick and Rumble just aren't there yet. I don't think that they'll ever really be there. I hope that they will, but who knows? And as for YouTube, they've shifted their focus kind of away from streaming. I think obviously they're still pushing it and they clearly want it to succeed and stuff, but whereas a couple of years ago Twitch was kind of
I'm smoking a bowl,
YouTube,
buddy.
YouTube kind of wanted to dominate that live streaming space. I think YouTube's kind of seen that there's a bigger rival.
And I'm doing
to deal
something
with,
called
and
Staying
that's
Alive.
TikTok. That's why you see
4
so
squads
much
left.
short-form content being pushed on YouTube nowadays, and how it's become really, really easy for short-form content to make money on the platform. And with YouTube taking their foot off the gas pedal when it comes to live
I got
streaming,
nothing.
and
I've got
on shorts, Twitch is kind
2
of
stacks of heavy
settled
ammo,
into this mediocrity position
1 grenade,
for
and
themselves. And
no
in order
sights.
to make money with a platform that doesn't really target ads very well, ads very hard, we're beginning to see Twitch.
Wouldn't you rather see me just
essentially become
make it out of
Chatterbait.
this?
If you're not aware of what Chatterbait is, just look up any ad on the PH website. Look, I don't make the rules. And are playing this really crazy game of boiling up their kits, and you get tweets like this from Denims. Do straight men even like women? And it's an interesting question, because do straight men even
Hoodra
like
says,
women?
you right,
I don't know.
but 0 kills
No,
too.
it's a great question to ask. I rephrased it to be
And yet
a
I'm
little bit
alive.
more contextually accurate. As I see it,
How many
it should
people
be
have you
the
killed in
Twitter
your
users
life,
who are
sir?
sex workers. Because ultimately,
Hoodra
that's what we're
says,
talking about.
I
We're not
wonder
talking
why.
about women, and we're not talking about straight men.
I wonder why you're still alive in the real
We're
life.
gonna be playing this Twitch game as like close to the line as possible in order to be making porn without making porn and getting attention without getting porn, and then people on Twitter seeing a platform that they loved at one point, falling apart a bit, and criticizing it, because a lot of these people on Twitter don't realize that this is actually happening, and when they see it, yeah, it's a bit jarring. Not to mention that obviously a company like Dexerto knows that if they report on this, that people will, click on it for the same reason that these women are doing it to begin with. Having your tits out, whether you are attracted to it or not attracted to it, will cause some sort of reaction, and it's relatively salacious. For me, the success that these women are seeing is incredible. It makes me think about the people that are watching this content. And obviously I'm not going to act like I'm innocent, but I'm saying I think you can do something about it. But I think the type of person that is watching Twitch stream, or some person that's half naked, that's taking information and talking to you, it's the kind of social relationship that is fucking weird. It's kind of gross. Obviously I'm going to criticize the women for doing it. I don't think it's a lot of this, but also it's kind of insane to think about how lonely these men are to stoop so incredibly low to the point where they're donating women say your name? I can't even imagine. I'm not joking. No shame. If you are someone who watches this content, get in contact with me. Send me an email, tell me about it, leave a comment, whatever. I am actually willing to interview you. I would really like to know why you watch this content, what we can do to fix your life, and maybe you don't want to change. Maybe this is what you like. You know, I don't know. I would love to talk to somebody who is into this stuff because it's so strange to me. Like it almost feels degrading. Like you have to pay money just for acknowledgement. Like I get it if you're like favorite, you know, commentator.
What a weirdo. Oh yeah, I can hopefully see the old... Yep, timestamps. Let's fucking go.
That was awesome. What else we got? I didn't think you were going there. Also, honestly, I had one that I was going to shout out, but I don't even want to because I don't find it as interesting as a lot of other people do, which seems like a role reversal, but it's not. 23andMe just doesn't feel like getting sued.
Yeah,
They don't want to.
yeah. They should just be able to like breach your data
Yeah.
and like you shouldn't sue them.
Yeah, they'd rather not.
Cool. Okay, good. Any progress on a case for all the screwdriver bits, and will it include a place for the new shaft extension? We have no plans to include room for the shaft extension in it, but we are working on a screwdriver bit case that should be really nice. Hey guys, so excited for the Noctua edition to finally be out. I wanted to add plans to include. Really good. It's been super rock solid today. Okay, good. Any progress on a case for all the screwdriver bits, and will it include a place for the new shaft extension? We have no plans to include room for the shaft extension in it, but we are working on a screwdriver bit case that should be really nice. Hey guys, so excited for the Noctua edition to finally be out. I want to add this thing to my growing Noctua collection. Can you tell us a bit about what brought about the collab? Yeah, that's a good question. About that. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, give us one more. You're on more? Okay, yeah. Let's see. NAS news, please. I've been waiting so long.
Nope, none. Okay. Well, I don't know. Ask him, but probably no. It's still in development. Probably gonna be a while. Sorry, guys. Sorry. These two news phone. NAS news?
NAS. Oh, that NAS software.
Yeah.
I can call them. Sure. If you want an update? Sure. A lot of people ask about it. Yeah. If it's kosher to do that, if not, please get that phone out of his hands.
No, I think it's fine. Okay. Yeah.
We can care. Wait, we care about so much.
It's not our company.
He's not into that.
He's personally invested. The company's.
Ah, okay. Yeah. No, we can
I think they're cool.
Hey, I'm on LAN show right now, which means so are you. So they want an update on the like NAS thing. I haven't really given them a lot of detail about it. I haven't even said your name or anything. Like, but they keep kind of hounding me about it. What am I able to tell them? Is there anything I can tell them other than like you took my money and ran away or whatever?
Beginning ring countdown.
Hawaii's wonderful, so tell them Hawaii's been wonderful.
Oh, seriously, are you in Hawaii right now?
Can you give us, ask everybody to please give us just a few more weeks. Between you and me, we are like days away from closing on this IX deal, and then we're going to be ready to announce things. And Eric actually has a proof of concept that he's ready for you to do a video on in probably about the next 2 to 4 weeks.
Whoa.
We are very, very close, and I appreciate everybody being so patient, but we just need a little bit more time. I want to get this deal inked with IX so that we can make that announcement all in one foul swoop.
All right. Well, that sounds great. Hopefully that was all fine for the WAN show to hear because I told you you're on WAN show, so they know all of that now.
Okay, well, that's fine.
All right, see you later.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Uh-oh. What?
Well, that's exciting. That was far more detail than I expected him to give after he said, I'm not ready to share any detail.
Was he fully aware that he was like, you said you're on WAN show?
As far as I'm concerned, this is a single consent recording state, so, or single party. I told him.
Yeah.
Oh, there's your answer.
Speaker.
Okay. And no, it will not be called Line-Ass.
That'd be really fun.
No,
It should be.
It should
You should do a
not
custom
be.
skin.
No, they should have
You know,
a
they got dark
serious-
mode, light mode, and line ass skin.
Okay, they have a serious name for the product. It's a good
Line
name.
ass is just a strawberry.
It's a good name.
Yeah, it's like an orange and black. There's his face everywhere.
Wow, that's actually very exciting. I'm super stoked to show you guys because
I've been waiting for it.
there's great NAS software out there.
Yeah.
But my issue with it is you basically have to have a degree in fucking around with it in order to extract the best value out of it. And I believe that most people just want to have a place that is safe, where they can copy their files, where they will be safe. They will be redundant, and then it will be easy to make that redundancy backed up.
Yeah, to ideally someone else running the same thing that is like probably in your family or a close friend or something.
Or to a cloud service.
Or that.
One of those two things is great. Or to yourself, running somewhere remotely, whatever the case may be.
All three.
Like I would love to be able to, okay, as an employer, say like, hey, we have like lots of capacity here at work. Okay, new employee benefit. You can back up your mystery NAS
All
thing
encrypted.
to our
I'll be
target.
able to see it.
It will be fully encrypted. We know nothing about what's in there. We have absolutely no way of opening it.
Want to?
We don't want to. We super don't want to know. How cool would that be?
Would be sweet.
And then the other thing is, these guys are experienced. They know what they're doing. Obviously, we're going to need compatibility with Docker. I know that there's a lot of passion from this team for virtualization. So you can expect some of that more in the weeds nastiness.
Yeah.
But what I really
The hell is going on?
is something that I can tell another creator. That's the one that comes up more than anything else, and I want to help them. You know, I have someone who's, you know, desperate. They've got SD cards and external hard drives all over the place. They're like, Linus, what do you use? And I'm like, man, I use an IT team. That's not helpful to you, and I'm sorry. I want to be able to have confidence to say, look, build any commodity box. Heck, I'll build one for you. Doesn't matter. Like that's fine. The problem is the support in the longer term, and we ran into this like MKBHD, for example, stopped using the NAS that we sent over to him after a while because there were some challenges with using such an obtuse solution. So I want something that I can basically just say, yeah, install this on any commodity piece of hardware, and then don't think about it anymore. Just copy it.
I'm gonna do a little shout out here.
Behind you to your right.
Myself in the foot real bad, because I just realized through my phone buzzing a bunch of times that I am apparently going to get a notification for every single application that comes into this. But there's a new job posting on linusbdgroup.com/jobs, and if you want to be a part of that interesting mention to make sure all the things are backed up, all the things are working,
What?
you can apply for the junior IT service technician through linusbdgroup.com/jobs.
Absolutely.
There are
That was
also,
last week.
yeah, but the posting wasn't there. There are also the positions that were there last week, and those postings were there, like a logistics coordinator, social media coordinator for organic content and memes, a social media coordinator for short form video, and a junior video editor. So apply away and explode my phone until I figure out how to filter that.
Just delete them all.
No.
You don't hire unlucky people. have you heard of the people that do that?
Yes.
They have a stack of resumes
Yeah,
and they
they
just take
cut
the
it
top
in half.
half and just
Yeah.
throw them out. We don't hire unlucky people.
It's a joke,
Disgusting.
and it's also real. There are people that actually do it,
Yeah.
and there are people that joke about it.
It's just messed up, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, local only.
Wow. Anywho, speaking of local only, if you're local to South Korea, you will no longer be using Twitch. Twitch has announced that they will be permanently leaving, with all service projected to end before March 2024 due to exorbitant network fees. According to a post by Twitch CEO Dan Clancy, Twitch will be helping Korean streamers migrate to alternative platforms. That will not work very well, probably. September last year, Twitch tried capping source quality to a maximum of 720p in South Korea, but its network fees are apparently still 10 times more expensive than most other countries, and Twitch has been running at a loss in the region. Twitch lost popularity in South Korea after restricting source quality, and they experimented with peer-to-peer models for source quality to get around that self-imposed cap back to 1080p. However, this required users to share their IPs and increased the risk of a cyber attack. Since 2016, operating in South Korea has been far more expensive for services that host and stream large amounts of video, in no small part due to the passage of South Korea's Sending Party Network Pays law. In most countries, the receiving party pays for information that they get beamed to them through the series of tubes that is the internet. But in South Korea, sending parties also have to pay. Defenders of the policy have argued that this means that large data senders have to pay their fair share of the upkeep of telecom systems. However, critics who have common sense note that this is effectively allowing network operators to double charge for the bandwidth that they are providing to their users. That is not how that works, you guys. The law also violates the net neutrality principle that all traffic must be treated the same, meaning that telecoms can negotiate wildly different prices with different companies. Notably, South Korean internet is extremely fast and extremely cheap, but it's not significantly cheaper for individual users than other Asian countries with similar average speeds. And we've got a little table of
Why are you going so slow, A? B?
Dang it.
What are you talking about? There's only a 3 gigabyte update. How is it going to be at 3% after that?
I mean, we have some
1,000, almost 1,000.
Our discussion question is this a fair policy? And the answer is absolutely not. This is just double charging. This is kind of like, how would I even... I was about to say, this is like a server asking to be paid by the restaurant and by the customer, but then I went, wait.
The problem is they only really...
Yeah, okay, hold on a second. Before people get all upset about that, the problem is servers not getting paid enough.
Yes.
That's the actual problem. And restaurants having no incentive to change this arrangement because it allows them to advertise low prices on their menus with this essentially hidden fee. 603 on Floatplane chat goes, you just described tipping. That's the joke.
What kind of comments I make?
It's one of those things, man, where I can't tell. Is it that people think I'm stupid?
Yes.
Because I will often kind of play the straight man. Like I'll keep it straight faced when I say something like that, and then. Thanks. Yeah. Love you guys. Should do a poll.
I got you. Oh, man.
I'm already on it.
The absolute first person to say it was Conrad.
Oh man. All right.
Well, there you go.
Hey, look. 18% of you aren't losing your Floatplane subscriptions. That's awesome.
That would be bad for you.
Yeah, actually, that would be a very stupid thing to do.
That would just confirm the poll.
Are hate viewers 80% of our audience?
That's why I'm here. Hate worker.
Now, for everyone who doesn't get
That's
it,
probably quite common.
We are all joking. It's actually a joke. It's okay. My feelings are not actually hurt. Man, I saw this one comment the other day that just hurt my feelings so much. For them. Come on, Linus. Oh no, that's not it. Where's it was.
Why are all of you having to update right now? At the same time, I don't get this. I'm not getting it, bro. I'm getting it. But let me check on that print again.
I'm not gonna lie, after seeing your room, you are gonna be alone for forever.
No, you think so?
Unless you have like some crazy head game, you are screwed.
I don't have crazy head game.
Dude.
Violence. Oh no.
No.
That room is absolutely that room is insanity.
I made a video a few weeks ago about how Game Awards and Game of the Year are meaningless. And that video was very specifically directed at gamers. I won't recap it, but you go watch it if you want. Doesn't mean literally anything at all, but a bunch of people who don't even know each other and didn't discuss this voted for something that you don't agree with. Like, who cares? It doesn't mean anything. To the people who work in the industry, winning awards does matter. It's not biggest deal on the planet. Like, I don't think people rationally should be upset if they don't win an award, and that's not why you should be making games, and you should always be happy for whoever wins. But for some of these people, they only get nominated for Game of the Year once, and thus only have one opportunity to
Cool,
ever
right when I
kind
try
of
to go look at
represent
something else,
their
you're gonna
career
switch
on
on
that
me.
scale and thank people and show appreciation and take in what they've done in their careers that have gotten to that point where any even meaningless jury has acknowledged them. Like, that's your life. The games industry is a very consuming industry to work in. And so,
Where is it?
like I said, that video was directed at gamers, not at devs and publishers who it does matter to, and it makes sense that it matters to. And that's why I wanted to talk about this year's Game Awards. I'm not going to be the first person to say this, and I also feel like this conversation kind of comes up like every year in different facets, but I still wanted to address it because this year's Game Awards to me felt a little, I want to say disrespectful, even though it feels like a very heavy word to use, but I think it's probably the most appropriate considering the context. So the Game Awards is certainly a show about marketing. That's how it funds itself, right? And I have plenty of positive things to say about Jeff Keighley and the position that he's in and what he does. Like, I think, frankly, as an industry, we're lucky to have someone like Jeff. Like, the fact that an independent person is of their own accord creating these shows solely because they love video games and to keep it afloat and to pay people and to make it bigger and cooler and better and more exciting. Again, as an independent, like, there are so many worse cases for this being done. As somebody who also runs an award show, I created and I'm the director / writer / producer / whatever of Video Game Accessibility Awards. It's really hard. It's like such a brutal job, and Jeff does it on a scale that like I can't even fathom. But man, when you have an award show and you have something like Indie Game won for Sea of Stars by Sabotage Studio, and they are just a throwaway 2-second aside. I believe the statistic is that the show was like 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, and there were only 30 minutes of the actual awards. The rest of it was trailers and marketing. And to be clear, I am okay with trailers and marketing. Like, I've heard criticisms of the Game Awards of people like, it's just a bunch of trailers. I'm like, yeah, I love those. I recognize that they're advertisements, I get that, but I love video game advertisements. Like, I love getting excited about the new stuff that comes in the games industry. Like, we all know that, and we know that that is why Jeff gets views on the Game Awards. People tune in for the reveals, they don't tune in for the awards. While every other award show is declining in popularity, the Grammys, the Oscars, the Game Awards increases year over year almost exponentially. Like, it is such growth because of the way that the show operates. But, while knowing the show is that, this year, I think, went a little too far for comfort. So obviously I already mentioned in the Game of the Year. Basically, if you didn't see it, they just read it out.
Nominees for Best Independent Game: Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. And the Game Award goes to Sea of Stars. And that's Sabotage. Here are the nominees for Best Community Support.
I have heard before that the Game Awards does this when there is nobody there to accept the award. There are alternatives. Let them play a video. For these people who made Sea of Stars, who maybe only have this opportunity one time to be recognized on this scale, and their whole careers lead up to this point, to take that away from them, especially because for this year especially, and last year, so many of these teams worked through the pandemic, which was so difficult for game development, and you have an opportunity and a platform and a name, the Game Awards, to have an impact on their lives forever. You know, that's the thing that sticks with them forever. And it's rushed off to run into an overly long segment with Kojima and Jordan Peele, which, by the way, that thing looks sick. Like, he saw nothing, but I was so happy to see it. Not happy to see that conversation at the expense of winner speeches. But not only is some of them removed, they also got played on. And it was very brutal to watch a particular GI talk about somebody who died. And the music starts. They're playing them off. I wanted to note that it sounds like you can't hear when you play it off audio as well as we could hear it in the room in some of the streams. But we also saw that in person they had a sign saying please wrap it up, which I believe the Baldur's Gate 3 is Accepting Game of the Year actually showed up pretty much around the time when they were talking about their college stuff. Apparently they only had about a minute to make acceptance speeches, and obviously Chris Judge's speech went rather long last year, and I get that they don't want everybody giving an 8-minute speech, but a minute? 1 minute? And also because of the ridiculous kid that came up on stage, the Game of the Year, last year with Elden Ring, and said, Bill Clinton Rabbi, whatever the fuck he said. God, what a waste of time. Only allowed 2 people on stage at Game Awards now, which I also think really sucks, because you used to be able to bring up like a whole team if you won Game of the Year. And again, these people work so hard for so long. They get so much criticism on the internet all the time. If they get this one experience and now they can't do it anymore. It does matter to these people. That's your life. People work so hard, and it absolutely does mean everything to have your industry, your peers, the public, the audience like the thing you made. Of course that matters. But having be rushed through, I feel like just made the show feel very soulless. And then my biggest criticism, this is the thing that I think they've been doing repeatedly that I just kind of hate, is all the celebrities. There are a lot of people that they've had present awards at the Game Awards that I like. I'm friendly with Simu Liu. I would consider him an acquaintance. But people are rightly criticizing him for getting more time to talk about the fact that he had his foot in a cast than most people got to accept their awards. And while Anthony Mackie may be in a video game, he got to spend more time telling audience members to shut up, which, rightly, the heckling was obnoxious, especially being there in person. He got more time to do that than the people got to accept their awards. And Timothy Chalamet being chosen to present Game of the Year, it feels like the Game Awards doesn't think video games are cool enough. It feels like the Game Awards is embarrassed by video games. Reggie was there. Todd Howard was there. Phil Spencer was there. These people who are leaders in our industry were at the Game Awards sitting in the seats in front of me. The people who it would make sense to receive Game of the Year from. And Timothy Chalamet, a very young actor, modded Controllers 360, and made a couple of videos and sold 360 controllers that he'd spray painted for $10 a piece. Presented Game of the Year? It feels like star-fucking, and it feels like the people who make the video games that are running the show and funding the show don't matter enough, or are not cool enough, or are not Hollywood enough to present the awards. And I just feel like that is something that I've felt about the Game Awards for a while, but it felt like much more nagging this year. Again, Timothy Chalamet? Why? Other than being a celebrity who is not a celebrity in our industry, you could at least choose gaming content creators if you want people with huge followings. It just feels like, look, either it's what I have to do, which is like you have to choose a certain amount of popular people in order to please advertisers. I have to do that. With the last year Video Game Accessibility Awards, we got Ryan Reynolds. And I had to pick some friends who were very popular content creators because that's the only way that I could get sponsorship to pay for the show. Like, here are these numbers, these people are involved, may share things, hopefully. It's possible Jeff has to do that too, just to fund the show, but I can't imagine he's having it as hard as my little indie awards show. And it just, yeah, it feels like Hollywood pandering. Felt that way with Vin Diesel. It just feels like the people making the games don't matter, and I feel like that was very much sort of escalated this year. Like, the people who make the games don't matter to the Game Awards. They really should be the only thing that matters. Yes, we all watch for the fun trailers, and yes, I have a great time watching those, and those are why I am excited for the most part. No, I do not ever want that to come at the expense of the people who work on making these video games. The people who work on the video games are the reason we get to enjoy the trailers, and the reason we get to be excited about what's next, and the reason that we get to experience any of the things we experience that make this show relevant. My point is really just, I get that it's hard. I think I maybe get that more than most people do. I understand that making an award show is really hard. And I don't have a ton of insightful stuff to say here other than just like sharing disappointment that I think I've seen a lot of my peers also share, that this year especially felt actively kind of disrespectful to game developers and game development. And if anything, I just feel like talking about it and airing it here, and everybody else who's airing it, here if you have enough people airing it, it will be taken seriously. I just feel very sorry for all of the people who work so hard to create things that we all get to enjoy on our couches at home, for them to have an opportunity to be recognized for that as people and not just as, you know, the splash screen when a game starts up. And it feels like it was reduced and made it relevant as much as possible. It almost feels like the Game Awards and Winter Game Fest should be 2 separate nights or 2 separate events, because calling it the Game Awards almost feels dishonest at this point. I don't know. To every game developer out there who worked on any of the games who were nominated or not nominated this year, I just want to say thank you. I think you're really fucking cool. I've been inspired by you since I was a child, and I am where I am now because I had the opportunity to see different developers speak at different conferences or different award ceremonies, and to see how passionate people are and to see how clearly emotional they get about the things that they've created that take years and years and years of their lives that they will never get back for one opportunity, for one kind of flash in the pan too, because everybody moves on so fast. I just, thank you for making video games. I think you're way cooler than actors, like so much cooler than actors. And I would love to hear what all of you have to say. And I hope that you know that there are a lot of people that appreciate the work that you do and the time that you give us and the impact that you have on our lives as well. And I think a lot of people feel the same way that I do. I can say I know what you gotta get. Again, I run one, I don't. But yeah, I don't. I just still felt the need to make this to say something, I guess, to just try to advocate for it. Music. When somebody was talking about a colleague who worked on the game who died, dude. What are you doing?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the WAN Show. We got a great show for you lined up this week. Oh man, the big controversy. Intel accuses AMD of misleading branding. Wow, this is like the pot calling the kettle the same color as the phone that is off. I'm just gonna go for something else. The point is, really, you guys? Alright, so we'll be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about the other big scandal this week, the LTT backpack. Does it have 2 layers on the bottom? No. And we're going to tell you guys how we're dealing with that. What else we got, Luke?
Twitch leaves South Korea. Just entirely. They're gone. All the Twitch streamers have to cancel their contracts.
Yeah, what's up with that? I mean, like, the gaming is so popular in that country. Like, how are you gonna, you're just gonna smoothly move your mouse? You can't anymore. Did you just hit your face?
I was just gonna say that made me face like air so hard that I literally hit the mic.
That was awesome. What else we got?
I didn't think you were going there. Also, honestly, I had one that I was gonna shout out, but I don't even want to because I don't find it as interesting as a lot of other people do, which seems like a role reversal, but it's not. 23andMe just doesn't feel like getting sued.
Yeah,
they don't want to.
Yeah, they should just be able to like breach your data and like you shouldn't sue them.
Yeah, they'd rather not.
Cool. Oh, yeah, the show's brought to you by Vessi, Thorum, and Signalwire. I think. Something else? Right, good job, Linus. Why don't we jump right into our first topic for this week? Intel accuses AMD of misleading branding.
Yeah.
I had someone that was all like, Linus, you shouldn't pound on the desk, and I didn't remember until after I had already done it a couple times. So I did 2 more for good measure, and then that's it for the rest of the show. Intel posted a new marketing presentation depicting AMD as a sleazy car salesman and old-timey snake oil salesman. I think that's before removing the slideshow from its website after it was spotted and commented on by several news outlets. Shout out WCCF Tech, who has made most of the presentation available, and in it, Intel dramatically presents this is amazing, core truths. They're funny. That supposedly reveal misleading marketing on the part of AMD. Number 1. Ryzen processors use a chip architecture released in 2019, but the first number in the chip SKU refers to the year it was released, not the chip generation. Sorry, what? What are you even talking about? Anyway, hold on. Oh, hidden in plain sight. Okay, hold on. Okay, so here's a couple of slides from the thing. I don't know. There's no way. This is an actual slide from the thing.
Did you do that? What are you doing?
I haven't seen this part yet. Okay,
You see
anyway.
the snake oil one?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
The main part. There we go. There we go. Yes. This is the main thing. Okay, so the number here indicates the year that it was.
Up here in 2013.
Okay.
Probably quite common.
We are all
Yeah.
joking. It's actually a joke. It's okay. My feelings are not actually hurt. Man, I saw this one comment the other day that just hurt my feelings so much. For them. Come on, Linus. Oh no, that's not it. Whereas it was. Basically, it was like it's cringe and future discussions with Rain. And the discussion question here is, how should business leaders deal with investments within their area of expertise that are likely to conflict with their duties?
Boy, howdy, would I like to introduce you to the construction industry. Or, honestly, a massive amount of other industries. This is actually extremely common. If I remember correctly, I've been told this. I have not researched this. I have no idea if this is true. I've been told that the hotels on the Strip of Las Vegas are often not profitable, but the supporting companies are, and the supporting companies are owned by the same people. And it's done that way for like tax reasons and stuff.
Oh, that
so
makes
like
sense.
the companies that supply the soap for the rooms, the companies that I don't know.
That's why a company like ASUS has regional offices, is my understanding. I could be wrong about this. Disclaimer: I'm not an investor. Blah 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 blah. But allegedly, this is what I've heard. The regional offices operate at as close to $0 net profit as possible, so that all the profit essentially gets funneled back to HQ. And this is done for tax purposes, so that they're not actually making money in other regions. So that's why sometimes they can end up kind of stuck, because they, rather than just being like a shipping hub, right, like a logistics center, they're actually a separate company.
Yeah.
And they buy their inventory from HQ, rather than HQ just allocating their worldwide inventories to all of their various regions. And that's one of the reasons that you will get wildly different support from one region to another, because they will all have their own operating margins, and they will all have their own sensitivity to the cost of dealing with things for customers. And these costs can be very high. I mean, we talked earlier on the show about how even at a low price of $25 per person who bought a backpack, right? So we're essentially saying, okay, here's a retroactive 10%, sorry about that, at 40,000 units, which isn't that much for a company the size of someone like an Intel or an ASUS or whoever. That's $1 million. 40,000 units times $25, that's $1 million. It's amazing how quickly these numbers can add up. Here we go. All right, I think I did a good job of this. Colton messaged me framework laptops for standardized LMG laptops. And he basically goes, what are your thoughts? They probably work for the majority of people who use laptops here. Jamie suggested this when I talked with Callan about ASUS ones. I go, they still have a couple problems that we outlined in the follow-up video, including a battery drain issue. Maybe Nirav can clarify if he thinks they're ready for prime time. Like, I wonder, just based on the timing, if this is one of the things that the board might have been misled about.
Oh, I don't know.
Because, like, honestly, that seems super skeezy that 4 years later we're finding out, even a letter of intent, like $50 million worth of stuff. I don't think that's cool. Final email here. Hold on, I just need to make sure I can cut off anyone whose email I'm not supposed to show. There you go. So, money where my mouth is. This is how I handled it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Money where my mouth is. This is how I handled it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All I'm saying is that this is wildly common, and is like how entire industries work.
Oh yeah,
100%. Like totally. So if this feels like a one-shot, like, wow, this is so corrupt thing, that's just because you've seen it.
I don't know, man. I feel like there have been so many opportunities for you and me. For you and me and us to have profited so much from our positions if we were willing to be skeezy.
Yeah.
Remember Linus Coin?
Yeah.
Drop coin. Yeah, that was the one. It only goes down. Hey, freaking crypto's been rallying lately. Maybe it's time to do drop coin. Will be the one coin that doesn't go up. Actually, I haven't looked at it in the last little bit. Oh yeah, no, it's very much looking like it's gonna like do the thing again. So
how's Dogecoin?
I have no idea. Doge to I don't know, 10
I'm
cents?
still poor.
Or 0.1? Yeah, 10 cents. 10 cents.
I have to keep my job.
It went up.
I don't get to go to Hawaii with the other scammers.
It's amazing. It's amazing how the scale can sort of change your perspective on things. Oh man. Yeah, I'm still out on crypto, guys.
Handle backpack refunds with Dropcoin. No. Stop it. By the time it ends up in your wallet, it's worth less.
I'm still out. I just can't handle the stress of owning stocks and owning volatile assets like Bitcoin and whatever else. It's too much. It's too much intensity, man. I can't handle the emotions. So I just after the memes with GameStop and all that, I'm out, man. I even thought about it. I was like, yeah, probably it'll like rally again because people have incredibly short memories. They're like goldfish. So we're in like a bit of a trough. Yeah, if I was an investor, I might buy some. To be clear, I have no idea where it's going at this point. I'm not getting any kind of advice, and I'm out. Right? Like I have no horse in this race. But like, yeah, I thought about it, but I was just like, okay, so what? I could make some money. Oh, the stress, the like.
Yeah.
I could also
You
lose
have to
all of
be in
it.
it. Like
Yeah.
it's like you have to like live it for it to make any sense.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the like casuals are the ones.
Well,
that
yeah, they're the feeders.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing. That's the thing about Bitcoin in particular. Because I was gonna say, you know, stocks, but that's not actually necessarily the case. Everyone can make money. A company actually like makes money and can generate value. But Bitcoin, every one that someone sells, someone has to buy. Like it's that simple. We're not actually minting, in the grand scheme of things, that many anymore. So you look at it and you go, for every Bitcoin millionaire, there's 1 million people who lost $1, or there's 100,000 people who lost $10, or 10,000 people who lost $100, or
once,
or one person who lost $1 million, right? Like it's.
Do you want to know how many I lost?
I mean,
yeah, $350 Bitcoins.
Shut up.
I started in 2009. The hard drive was like. You forget about it, right? Right there at the start, you forget about it. Like, oh, this thing, you know, the guy bought a pizza with like a few thousand Bitcoins, right? But I was like, you know, go back in, 2016, when it was like 60 grand for Bitcoin. Go through like 40 hard drives, back all the way for a decade. And, yeah, it's out there. It's out there, but I never really had it, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Yeah. I could start a badminton center for that kind of thing. I could go into business against you.
You could start half of a badminton center.
Yeah.
Just open one across the street.
That was the plan. Yeah.
Just for like no reason.
Well, we would just partner. We would just partner at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, he could buy the one side, and I could do the other side.
Nice. Yeah, you can have the land for
Yeah.
side. And you probably won't.
Oh.
No, it's going to be covered in UV paint. It's going to take their property value down.
Hey!
Oh, no.
Oh, lordy.
Anyway, so yeah. It doesn't keep me up at night anymore. Mine was stolen, if that.
That is so much worse than what happened to me. Like, mine was
I don't know. Mine
things
was a lot more.
Yeah, but I mean, it's things that nobody would have predicted it, right?
It was fun at the start, but they were worthless.
So people are gonna say they predicted it, but the reality of it is, it really could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, absolutely. And back then, that was worth like less than 1/100 of a cent. Right? And so, why would I care? Anyway, that's my story. Goodbye.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Want to do now?
Windows 10. Sure, let's just do sponsors now. Alright, the show is brought to you today by Vessi. The likelihood of getting your hands on GTA 6 anytime soon is about as likely as getting your feet wet while wearing Vessi shoes. Yes, it's that magical. Our sponsor Vessi says their shoes are 100% waterproof, so you can still go for a run in the rain after a big holiday meal. Their Dynatex technology keeps their shoes light and breathable while still being stretchy and comfortable, and they have all kinds of different shoes, like the Soho Sneaker, the Weekend Chelsea, and Ulta High Tops, with extra grip for those slippery, slushy, chilly winters. Let Vessi give you a hand to your hands, but give a hand to your hands. Oh, wait, well, they have gloves. Well, that's cool. They keep your fingers dry and warm during all your winter activities, and a lot of people here at LMG actually love and wear their shoes. Dennis even personally bought 3 pairs for his family when he visited Taiwan this year. Oh, nice. Oh, nice! This is awesome! Super cool. And now you can get 15% off your purchase with code WANSHOW. Just head over to Vessi.com/WANSHOW or click the link down below. The show is also brought to you by Thoron. Do you know how to... Do you know how to piss off your partner? Give them an ordinary ring on a special day. Our sponsor, Thor.
Play a game of World of Warships and be done with this for the afternoon. Go work on some other stuff.
Orb is here to help you be more than ordinary. They hand make wedding bands and rings from unique materials, including whiskey barrels, antlers, Damascus.
What was your favorite piece of tech news?
You just made that up off the top of your
this
head.
year?
No, that's not a merch message. You just made that up.
Number 100. Sorry, Evan, he doesn't believe that you're real. I hope you enjoy your short circuit
What
hoodie.
was your favorite piece of tech news this year? Oh, wow. That's a tough one. I mean, it would definitely have to be something like, I think some of the AI fails were my favorites.
AI fails.
Yeah, like man, what was that? Like some of the AI generated articles that publications got caught just sending out on their sites. Reading through some of that stuff was probably my favorite. Just the AI boom this year. Which way is this supposed to be going? Yeah, the AI boom this year has generated so much. I think that's the thing they've generated more of than anything else is fodder for people like us to just sit and talk about it and laugh at it and be amazed by it. It's just been such a roller coaster. It's been such a wild ride. I'm looking forward to continuing to watch it flap around like a fish out of water and sometimes go in the right direction. It's like Twitch plays Pokemon almost. It's like something good might happen this time, but
VCs play AI company.
Yeah. It's basically like this game they used to play at like the Ladner, whatever. I forget what it was even called, but my dad would always drag me there so he could bet on. They would put a grid on the ground, and then you could bet on where the cow's gonna inside the pen. Like, honestly, like the way that VCs bet on startups, it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, amazing. Actually amazing. Let's see. I'm currently in the market for a new work laptop. I also own a Steam Deck. If I dual boot with Windows, could using a portable monitor provide a better or equivalent experience to a budget laptop?
No, I really don't think so. And take this from someone who is currently daily driving a laptop that has a detachable keyboard and screen, right? So I'm using this HP, whatever the crap it's called, folding thing. And the whole shtick here is that you can use it like a normal laptop, or you can pull off the keyboard.
He's such a fanboy of this.
I do really like it. I talk about it like at every opportunity. Yeah. Pop out the kickstand, right? Right? Like that. And then just like put your keyboard next to it and use it in kind of like surface kind of mode. As someone who is daily driving it and loves it, more often than not, I do not want my computer in two pieces. It's great when you're hunkering in to get some work done. Man, I was sitting here reviewing a couple of videos, replying to some emails before the show started. I wasn't ready to start the show yet.
I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Anywho, I think Dan knew.
I didn't even know if I could talk to you. Why were you on the WAN show set? And you didn't acknowledge me, and I thought you were in a confidential meeting.
I didn't notice you.
It's like, it never happened before.
No, I emailed you and told you it was okay.
That was after turning around.
Look, here.
I was turning on the set around you, being very quiet.
Here, hold on. No, I have evidence of this. Wait, why can't I find this?
Your evidence is going to have a timestamp.
That was post our...
Yeah, look.
Post our communication.
You got to stop showing your email, man.
See? He wasn't sure if it was okay to do here.
Your emails are great.
I arrived here at like 3:30.
Why would you email him and not send a message on Teams?
It was
It arrived here at like 3:30.
Why would you email him and not send a message on Teams?
It's funny. It's fun. This is really funny. He was sitting right there.
Yeah,
Terrence there, and I'm like, "Can I be here?" And he's like, "Hold on." I just didn't say anything.
I have a
just
scheduled.
came up on my watch.
This is going to mean nothing to anyone except for Linus, but I have a scheduled meeting with someone that I'm very excited to have a scheduled meeting with. That's just called Hi and then their name. I just named the meeting that. I can't say who it is, which is hopefully going to tip you off to know who.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Oh well, I tried.
Yeah,
I can't give any more context. So. Yeah.
Well, you could just bring up a notepad, type the name, or you could do it the slow way.
The very slow
Oh my
way.
God, this is painful.
The slowest way.
Send him an email. He's like trying to
Longer
swipe
load.
his thing. It's not even doing anything. It's like watching my grandpa try and use his phone. Oh, excellent. Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay. What am I supposed to be talking about?
I got one more merch message.
I think this one's for Luke to read. Number 97 in
Oh, you
curated.
actually want me to read it? Okay.
I mean, I want you to parse it before I'm going to read it out. Curated. If you just click on potential there, it'll close it.
Oh, I'm on the wrong one.
It'll close it for you.
No, I never close them.
Second one down.
No way.
What's that? I don't know if it's actual or not. Do you want me to read it to
I
you?
mean, it is free.
You can read it or I can read it. You pick one.
I don't. Why did she buy something? She bought
Wait,
a GPU ornament. Of course she did.
Seriously? I mean, I'm gonna read it if you guys aren't gonna read it, so you better hurry up.
She bought something that was as cheap as possible.
It's a free item.
But she would also. Oh wait, she got a GPU ornament and she got a sticker pack with it, so she got 2 free items and just happened to pay $6 for it.
$6 US.
Not very good at min-maxing and shipping.
She could just do a chargeback.
What is this? She just wanted the merch message.
Would you like me to read it to you? You could have bought a gift card. That would have been a better idea. That's what I expected to see. Honestly.
Needs to get better at min-maxing the store.
I mean, I'm gonna read it if no one starts reading it. I think Dan should read it.
I think I should read it.
In his best producer voice. Get comfortable here. Get some near feeling in there.
Oh, yeah.
For Luke, a haiku on our anniversary. 9 years together, you spend tonight with Linus. Good to the WAN streak. Thanks for the Pizza Hut high five that changed my life for the better. Love, Emma. I just do all my messages like that.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. That reference is gonna make no sense to anyone, and I don't think I'm gonna explain it.
Pizza Hut high five. I mean, is that a sex move?
Yeah.
No.
Pizza Hut high five. Is that what you call the chicken dish? Is that its name? I killed him though. Oh, poor guy.
Oh my god.
We're so close.
I'm so. Oh man, that was very close. I can like feel it. Like it almost happened, but just not quite.
I'm gonna get you.
Someday, not today. No, we dated back in 2012. Way back when I was working with Linus, actually.
Yeah.
I had to try to explain my
Sorry,
job.
is there a way back that you didn't work with Linus?
Yeah,
Like,
that's,
I mean,
that's fair.
yeah.
That's fair. I just was referencing like I was technically working with you at that time,
Yeah.
but it was back at NCX.
Yeah,
I tried
okay.
to explain my job and it was confusing and all that kind of stuff, but we didn't date for very long. And then
yikes,
we separated for I think it was like 2-ish years, and then we got back together and we went on one date and it went well. And we went on a second date, and then at dinner I very untactfully was like, "So like, what is this? What are we doing?" Because like we already dated before.
That's the most weird thing to say ever.
And I was like, I don't
probably in exactly that tone. So like, what is this? Like, not adversarial at all. You are a lucky man.
Yeah. Because like I'd never dated someone twice before. So I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do from here. I don't know what we're supposed to do.
Wow, this guy with
I was like,
in check.
Are we like?
I know what you do.
Oh my god. Wow. That was not the point. It's like the opposite, actually. Anyways. But yeah, I was like, are we like dating or what's the deal? And then at Boston Pizza, they have these enormous tables. They're like actually huge. So after I asked this question, and then I don't remember exactly how it went, but it was like effectively yes. It would have been like super awkward to like get around this like slide along the thing like 4 or 5 times, get around the table, and then like whatever. So we just high five.
So let's see. Luke's claim for this is he puts ham on the outside of a chicken breast. What? And he high fives his partner. I have so many things to learn from you. It'll be a super short book, but boy, will you ever succeed in love.
Yeah.
So,
gosh,
okay.
9 years.
100% of the time. Here's a conversation. Congratulations, Luke.
Thank you.
Yeah, as someone who also has a complicated start date to their current relationship, where do you count from?
From the high five day.
You guys count from high five day.
This is 9 years from high five day.
Okay, so you don't count whatever time period took place before that. Okay. I don't remember. I'm actually not sure which date it begins at. I just know which.
Yeah. Okay. So Emma was saying happy anniversary 2 days ago because that was the first return date, and I was like, we don't get 2. That's not fair.
Yeah, straightforward communicator. That's not fair. That doesn't work. Really? Tell me how you feel.
Well, it's just no. We have one today.
Adorable.
Yeah.
That.
Well, I'm on my show until she's gonna be asleep.
I mean, that's on her. She's not willing to stay up.
They get pretty late sometimes. I don't think that's her fault.
You do know that he's still going to play Super Checks, right?
We're doing actual stuff on Sunday.
Alright. To be clear, I know, I'm not that commenter that's like you clearly have relationship issues. She's sending a merch message on Rancho because it's cute, not because she's actually furious.
Yeah.
I mean, she might be actually furious, but that's not why she's sending a merch message.
No. Call her live? Oh, I don't know.
Oh boy. I'm down. I'll call her.
Hey.
All right. I wonder if her recount.
Do you know what she's in my address book as?
No.
Go ahead, take a drink.
No.
I know a lot of Emmas. When I entered her name in her, I didn't know her last name.
Okay.